Hi there, I'm Juliana Avelar, also known as Jules, the inventor of the Loom, which is a portable beading loom by Beadalon. You get your Loom and your rod, and this rod is really simple to use. It really is easy to set up. So these buttons are a part of what I invented, and they really help you to have less waste. So in traditional looming, you would be going around and around and around, and everything right here in the middle would be wasted. Now, what you're going to do, and this is the way that I work, I always have my jewel loom in front of me in this horizontal position. Now, I take the rod that comes with the jewel loom and I insert it into the bottom hole, which is closest to my body first. Then very gently, I take my hand and I just come forward and snap the rod into the top hole. Just like that, super easy, no problem. Now what I want to do is I want to create my warps. I'm going to turn the loom over, and then working from a spool of wildfire. Now you could use many different types of materials. You could use leather cording, you could use hemp, but we are working with the 0.006 wildfire. Now I'm going to make what I call a little air loop. So that just kind of helps me to then place that onto the button so that the knot ends up being right in the middle, closest to my body. So we're just gonna do it nice and snug once. And we're going to do it a couple of times. I like to do 2 to 3 knots. You know, you can never be secure enough. And here's a little tip that I do. These are my chain nose. And sometimes when my little fingers need a third hand, those are my buddies. So I'll just bring those in to kind of twirl them around. There we go. There's my third one. So nice and snug. So when you are creating your project, you have to skip a certain amount of grooves. And the way that you know that, it's really not much science here. You take your bead, you place it on top of the grooves, and I can see that I need to skip 1, 2, 3 grooves. Okay, so it's just that simple. So let's put that little guy back. We're going to take the wildfire, let it fall into one of the grooves. Then we're going to bring that wildfire up to the top. 1, 2, 3, lay down in the 4th, dancing around with our loom, wrapping it around that back button. So you can see how we're not going around and around. We're really saving a lot of product by not doing that. So that's a cool thing about the jewelry. 1, 2, 3, yep, got it. Now I'm going to create one more loop than I am working with beads. So I want to have a cuff bracelet that is 3 across. So I'm going to need 4 warps. I've got my third one in process. So 2, 3, 4. Flip it around, and 1, 2, 3. And you get really good at eyeballing this, and you'll just almost do it with your eyes closed. And now what I want to do is I want to secure the wildfire to the loom, and because I want to make sure that I'm not going to lose the tension on my warps. So I came around once, I'll go around twice, and just for giggles I usually do 3 times. Then I'm going to stretch that out, and you can see how I've got my pointer finger over here on my left hand, and I'm just going to snip the wildfire, and then I bring it under the warps. There's our first nice and tight knot, and then we could just do it and look at how much easier it gets when we can use both of our fingers. So check that out. See what I'm doing? Under the warps and then pull. And let's just do that one more time. Pinch, pull. Perfect. Okay, now here's the magic. Here is a warped loom. These are warps. They're always in this really cool horizontal position. And what's going to happen now is I'm going to remove the rod. go. And, oh, look at that. Let's see if we can hear it. Do you hear that? It's almost like a guitar. And that's a good warp. That's what you want. This is, this is the biggest part of what I want you to learn, is to have really nice warp tension. And if the first time you try this, typically what will happen is if you have a little lazy warp, it's going to be this far left one or the far right one, because you will have kind of let go of the tension. But this is good. This is what you want. And just do it as many times as you have to until you feel comfortable. Now, what we're going to do is build the base to our bracelet. And I've already threaded my needle. To anchor, I'm just once again going to create a little knot here on the side left warp. And some people really feel more comfortable if you do 2. So for you all, I'm going to do 2. Okay. And then we're going to transfer the needle and the wildfire right over here to my left hand. We're going to take the needle and the wildfire, and we're coming under the warps, and we're transferring that over to my right hand. I'm going to pick up 1, 2, 3 beads, and these are incredibly gorgeous check glass beads. Look at how beautiful they are. And then I'm just going to help guide them up and in between each warp. I'm then going to take my needle, and here's what's really important. I'm going to do this slow for you. Your needle needs to not only pass through every hole, it needs to be on top of the warp. I think you could probably see the shiny needle. It's on top of the warp. So then we just pull through. Gorgeous. This is the beginning. Okay, once again, I ended up over here on the left side, needle and thread under the warps, transfer it over to my right hand. We're going to pick up 3 beads. And what you would do is you would continue to do this process. And once you get your rhythm down, you should be able to get this done in about an hour, 60 minutes, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. But really, you can do these really quick and easy. Now, I want to pull in the finished bracelet because I just want to make sure that you can see. Look at how gorgeous that is. Super, super beautiful. You can make bracelets. You can make really fun rings. This one was done with Swarovski crystals. Oh, I absolutely love this cuff right here. You can do simple weaving with no needle at all, earrings. I mean, really, there's just so many different projects you can make, and there's so much information out there for you to follow and create these beautiful, beautiful pieces. So get your Jewel Loom. It's fun, it's easy, it's super quick to use. I always say I teach a plethora of different people in all ranges of skill. So have fun.